Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's the gamer like in here, and today I'm bringing y'all one of my first Smite gameplays. You know what I'm saying, just getting back into YouTube. So right now we starting off, we getting the jungle buff. I decided to start off with obviously the jungle starter and the hammer, because you don't really need speed in the first rounds. Like first round you're gonna want power, and you'll see exactly why here in a second. So the path I kind of follow whenever I'm doing jungle is first I'll go to blue, and then I'll go over to the mid XP camp, and then I'll go over to the red buff and the purple buff, and then just see where I'm needed from there. I think that's like kind of the standard path that people be taking. Okay, so usually I don't go for early ganks like this, but I saw the opportunity, and this is why you're gonna want power early on rather than speed. Boom, got that kill right there. I know most professional YouTubers, they recommend not going for this buff because they say that's for solo, but if I'm here, I might as well take it. Went to see if there was a blue buff over there for the enemy. There wasn't, so I'm gonna go over to this mid XP camp.
It must have been their first battle. Tower is under attack.
Alright, so right there, I didn't really see I didn't really feel like I had an opportunity to gank because they was at full health, and it just would have been pointless for me to do so. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for the red buff right now. One thing I like to do is after I get the purple buff, I like to go for the oracle because it acts as a ward and it's very useful. You know what I'm saying? Early on, people don't usually buy wards. I know our solo did. It's better to have a ward than to not have one, so always go for this buff if you can. After you've cleared the jungle one time, you really can go clear more XP camps if you want to, but I personally recommend just going back to the base and ring up on your items, because you'll be a lot more useful. You'll have more speed, you'll have more power if you have more items, rather than just walking around with all that gold just sitting in your pocket.
Falling back. A comrade has fallen like a sharpened tool.
So some of y'all may be wondering why I didn't go for the hammer. The reason for that is because after this you're gonna need the speed, because the enemy junglers, they already have boots up, and it's Ratataskar, they got that little acorn. That's the passive, I think, the little acorn, that gives them speed and stuff. So you really want to be able to keep up as a jungler with speed and power also, but once you got the power, you want that speed. If I fall behind by 1 or 2 levels, really even 1 level, it's game over. Ratataskar is going to kill me. So I want to make sure that I stay on top of that. I can clear the jungles as fast as I can.
Retreat left flame. Thanks. Your left tower is under attack. Ultimate is ready.
So right there, the reason I didn't go for that is because I wanted to make sure I get the blue buff first before I ganked him. That way, if Ratataskar was coming, he would be denied that buff. And I already saw the enemy was at low health and he was not retreating. So that was going to be my gank regardless of whether I went for the blue buff or not. Try to see if this camp is open for me to clear. It is, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear that. Really, their jungler should have been on top of that, but more power to me if he's not. And then as per the usual rotation, go blue buff, go mid XP camp, and then go get red buff and purple buff.
Take this jungle. Enemies in right lane. Enemies spotted.
So right here, I was trying to go for Ratataskar, but I missed, you know what I'm saying? I picked up the red buff, but the red buff gave me just a little bit of extra power I needed to take this little rat out.
I've never witnessed such a killing spree. Take this jungle. Another comrade has seen their maker? It must have been their first battle.
Here I'm gonna go for the Oracle again, because I don't know what their jungler is doing. They really should have been on top of this, but if they're not, then that's more power to you, more power to me. So yeah, the first item you want to get to tier 3, besides obviously the starter item, you want to get the boots to tier 3 before you level up that power item. Like I said in the beginning, power matters in the beginning, like in the very first couple minutes of the game, but after that you want that speed to keep up.
Ultimate is ready. An enemy has been slain.
Right there, the reason I didn't go for that XP camp is because I saw that their enemy mid had lower health. So like I said, my XP camp is still gonna be there because Ratataskar retreated back to his side of the map. He didn't go to my side, so I knew I still had that XP camp available if I needed it. But I really don't, because at this point I'm trying to help my teammates out. I'm gonna take this buff. I'm gonna hopefully lure the solo. If he doesn't get lured, then I'll just go after him. Right here, he was smart. He dodged my moves, and I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna try to be a hero and try to jump in their tower. So I'm gonna just go ahead and see if I can find some other camps. With jungle, you want to really have map awareness, because like the game doesn't really rely upon you, but it relies upon you knowing where everyone's at. If your teammates are all going in one direction, you got to pay attention for that, because they're going for a gank or some big jungle camp like Fire Dine or Gold Fury. You want to make sure that you're there to help them out, because every second matters in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like you time one hit wrong or one ability wrong, that could be your life or that could be the team's life. And you want to make sure that you're there for your teammates rather than just going around trying to level yourself up.
Seasons change.
Right there, I was lucky he didn't have his ultimate up, or I would have been finished.
It must have been their first battle. Enemies spotted. Be careful.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this little part right here was kind of stupid for me to go for this damage camp right now, but it's all good though, because I survived and my teammate came to help, luckily.
Falling back. The fight of something.
Alright, so at this point, level up your power item, obviously, but then you want to decide, do you want to get a defense item or another power item? And me, I'm seeing, if you look at my score, I got 6 kills, 0 deaths. So I don't really need a power item right now. I'm not being damaged too much. I want to go ahead and get another power item so I can go ahead and dish out the damage on the enemies.
Ultimate is ready. fallen. Pity.
This is what I would call the beginning of mid to late game, because we're all about level 10, and as you can see, my rotation was messed up. I could have gone for the blue buff, but it wasn't there on time. So if you're following through on the regular rotation and one of the buff camps isn't active, you might want to go for either another buff camp or see if you can find a gank.
It must have been their first.
Right there, I should have gone to help my teammates for the gank, but it was 2-on-1, so I thought they had it. Went to clear that camp, but apparently the person they were chasing was too fast, they ran off.
Take this jungle. Ultimate is ready.
I was tempted to go into that tower, I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, with this game, don't be a hero, don't tower dive. If you tower dive, you're gonna lose. There's some situations where you'll win, but that's like the rare thing. It's not normal, that's the exception.
An enemy has been slain.
Even right there, he was at such low health I could have hit him with one swipe. But it's just, you gotta make that decision. You gotta have self-control and realize that you're gonna die pointlessly trying to get into that tower, even if you get that kill.
Retreat.
Right here, I should have kept running even though I stopped, and I ended up paying for it. So yeah, don't get cocky, don't let it get to you. If you're at low health and you're being chased, don't even stop, just run, bro.
Enemies in the right jungle. Thanks.
And so here's what I call the beginning of the late game. Late game is when the XP camps are not up when you need them to be or when they're supposed to be. Sometimes it could happen early game if the enemy jungler is good, and they'll put you in that late game mode, even though it's the beginning of the game. But it's all good though, it didn't happen here. But so in the beginning of late game, what I do is I really stop worrying about the buff camps or the XP camp. That becomes secondary. What you want to focus on is being there for your team, being in the right position so you can get that game.
That was a powerful blow indeed.
Ain't no shame in retreating. Here I was being stupid, I should have retreated, and I paid for it right here.
I have never witnessed such a killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. I have never witnessed such a killing spree.
Let the light be the judge.
I have never witnessed.
Right now we're getting towards the end of the game because it's just way too unbalanced. We have 29 kills, they have 10. They're extremely underleveled. Well, not extremely, they're like probably 1, 2, or 3 levels under, but in Smite terms that's severely underleveled. At this point the enemy team really can't even do anything. Like the only thing they can do is just try to defend, because we're gonna beat them on one-on-ones every time, and it's not even gonna be one-on-ones because my team is it's flowing. We're good at communicating, we know where the enemies are, so we're ganging up on them.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
What a rampage!
Be right back.
I have never witnessed such a killing spree.
And there we go. The enemy team surrendered. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think of this gameplay. If y'all liked it, like, share, and subscribe. And obviously give me some feedback and stay tuned for more videos. Have a great day.